Hey y'all, what's up? How's it going? We are back and we're in Guatemala. I'm gonna drop in with a hot pro travel tip right off the bat. Backpacks are the move if you're hopping towns, and especially towns with cobblestone streets and sand like you're going to see in this video.
Simply put, we made a really random request in our reservation to have
a swan on each bed.
A swan on each bed.
There are two subjects we're going to be covering in this video. One, traveling with a stranger and making friends while traveling, and two, we'll be covering some of the biggest tourist attractions in Guatemala and what to expect.
We just finished up at this iconic spot. I'm not going to try and say it because every time I do, it just comes out of southern accent and incredibly wrong. You want to give it a try?
Santa Catalina.
That's Natalie, guys. This is a stranger that...
I am. We met on the street.
We did meet on the streets of Rome. I'm trying not to like hit people in the head. Let's give people a little backstory, shall we?
We were out to dinner
in Rome
with our brothers
separately
next to each other,
and we all discovered at the same time that we were siblings. Not with each other, but
family tree, ancestry DNA.
And that was in June, and now we're here. And we left the brothers at home.
Yes.
But we did finish up there. It is a little bit more, like, it's not as busy as I thought it would be. There's local traffic and like touristy traffic, so keep all of that in mind. We're here at sunset on a Thursday, and it wasn't too bad, but definitely still a little bit annoying. Came for the nature, got the man-made sounds. This is a Hill of the Cross, and it is currently under construction. If you get here sometime in the next couple months, check before coming up the hill unless you want to break a sweat, like I just did for the 14th time today. Yeah.
At this point in the trip, Natalie and I had already made friends with and planned to meet up with another traveler. Now you might be thinking this is insane, but honestly, you guys, it's pretty simple. We just asked her for her Instagram after we spent an hour on a shuttle with her from the airport to Antigua. Natalie and I are both extroverted individuals. We're a little extra chatty and we will insert ourselves into a conversation. But if you aren't one of those people, my advice is to just give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? I literally do this all the time. Eavesdrop on a conversation around you, and when you feel like you can relate to something, say, OMG, me too. Or relate to the conversation in your own way or your own experience. It's not weird, and if someone tries to act like it is, then give them a few minutes and try again. They might be questioning things just like you are.
We made it to our next stop, you guys. We had nothing planned for this, me and that stranger back there, because it was a wing it kind of trip. We were trying to go to Lake Atitlan, I think is how you say it, today, and all the trips, all the shuttles, everything were booked. So we looked at the shuttle sign and it said beach, and we said okay. So we came here, literally made it just in time for sunset. The sun set, and now we need to go check into our place. All of our luggage is back there. I'm already so in love with this place. I'm already upset that we're only staying like less than 24 hours. I definitely think I'm gonna be coming back here. It is beautiful. The people are amazing, the energy, everything. So I'll keep you updated on my thoughts of this place, but so far, epic.
I'm going to throw another excellent tip your way for making friends while traveling that I'm sure you've heard before, but it's got to be said. Stay in hostels. We learned on the 2-hour bus ride from Antigua to El Paredon, after inserting ourselves into yet another conversation, we learned that the town we were headed to was an attraction for surfers, backpackers, and partiers. If your vibe is chill days and fun nights, then this is the place for you. And because the bulk of the accommodations in El Paredon are hostels, this makes for very easy socializing here. Essentially, everyone from our bus met up for dinner before spending the rest of the night together partying at one of the hostels, and then meeting up for some fun in the sun the next day. And as you just saw, the hostels are bare minimum here, but you just need a place to sleep, all right? Those off the beaten, a little rugged adventures are what it's all about.
We have made it back to Antigua, and we are going to have dinner with yet another stranger. So
I'm actually not a stranger anymore, so...
No, I think we have moved past the stranger level. That's what happens after you've spent 48 hours with somebody, literally every second. So we're good on that.
We're not strangers anymore.
No, but we are gonna go have dinner with another stranger that we met on the bus on the way to the first hotel from the airport. So we're gonna go do that, and we spent literally all night last night partying with more strangers. So it's just the theme. You just make friends with people on buses.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And that's kind of how it goes. We just finished dinner with Carrie. It was fabulous. Basically, the piece of advice I have here to give you about traveling with strangers and or meeting people on the road, I'm trying so hard not to fall if you can't tell, is you just have to act like you've known each other forever by just hanging out and asking everybody you meet if you want to meet up again later. And then if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world. They were just meant to cross paths with you for that brief moment in time. But as long as you keep asking, try and include people, you're gonna end up included as well. Don't be afraid to go out there and do things alone, because you will meet people. The world is full of adventurous people that want to meet you.
Okay, I know I was just talking about hostels, and man, are they budget friendly in Guatemala, but I have to take a moment for the hotels too. We spent max $50 on a hotel, and we were booking literally day of because this trip was so unplanned. So I imagine if you book a little bit more in advance, you could stay at some pretty nice hotels or nicer hostels for pretty cheap. And don't get me started on how nice the people are in the hotels and the hostels, literally everywhere. I can't rave enough, but check this out, it was so sweet.
I was already impressed with this hotel. They knew we were getting up early, like before breakfast, and they made us breakfast so we could eat before we go on our hike. I'm like, I feel so special.
I would like to officially welcome you to the hardest thing I have ever done in my life, a guided 2-day backpacking trip summiting the Acatenango volcano.
People are literally falling left and right. Yeah. Left and right. Still trekking up the volcano. This is like a 6-hour thing just to get up. We're staying overnight. We have a tent. I'll show you guys all that, but this is not for the faint of heart in any way, shape, or form. I am struggling. It is doable. Just one step at a time, guys. One step at a time.
Book a tour for literally anything and you'll essentially be forced to make friends. Hint, hint, a couple of these adventure friends show up later in the video. As for this hike itself, I do want to warn you that you are hiking very close to an active volcano. A few weeks after we did this hike, the surrounding area and the tours were shut down because one of the eruptions caught the forest on fire. In addition, and like I just said, this is a mentally and physically challenging hike. There are thousands of people that do it in a week, but we are all on our own journey, so be sure you can commit before starting because you are out there and it will take time for assistance to get to you beyond the first aid trained guides. And please practice leave no trace.
All of our footage.
I literally just thought I was filming 10 minutes of things, but my phone decided to not
To
record.
sum it up, yell at strangers, litty titty. We're waking up at 4:30. The volcano is awesome. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Found a non-windy little pocket, and by little pocket I mean we went inside the volcano. It's pretty cool. This one obviously doesn't erupt in any fashion at some point in time, but there's a cool shadow of the one we're on. Go around other mountains. It's very freaking cool. I think we all wanted to cry a little bit, but overall, such an epic experience. Back at Hotel Te and we are disgusting to say the least. My hoodie is like no longer bluish gray, it is brown. These are supposed to be gray, they are not. I don't know if I'm gonna physically be able to stand up for like the next week. That hike like all around is not for the faint of heart. Like definitely the toughest hike I've ever done in my life. And when you look at the stats, like the elevation gain, so it was like a 5-mile hike one way, and the elevation gain is like over 4,000 feet. So in total, we were at like 13,045 feet, which is close to, closest to the highest I've ever been. And it pushed me to the umpteenth degree. Literally my socks won't come off, you guys. Oh, and they smell so bad. But overall, aside from all of the things that were hard about it, it was 100% worth it. Like, it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. Like, having the local guides, meeting people who are also traveling, And then to even be able to see like an active volcano that's like spewing lava into the air, not just like trickling down the side of a hill, like, I don't know, the whole thing, like, just wildly breathtaking and amazing and beautiful, and I cannot recommend it enough. But I will say, things that you must bring, must bring. This versus this. This is a nightmare. This saved my life, okay? Nat fell a lot. The other people in our group that did not have proper shoes were not having a good time. Plenty of water, sunscreen, bring sunscreen. It gets so warm and hot up there. The sun is just different. You're very high in elevation. And I would suggest bringing extra snacks. They do provide food depending on the tour. I will book the one that we went through below for you guys. Our guides were amazing. Their names were Caesar. I'm really glad. Why can't I say his name right? And Javier. They were amazing. I hope that if you guys come, you do it, but keep in mind it is very difficult. But I'm gonna finish my beer here and get in the shower because I have not been this dirty in a very long time. Today we are going to Lake Atitlan, and most importantly, my lip balm is not sunscreen or doesn't have SPF in it apparently. I can't even talk because my lip is swollen because I got sunburned. We're going to Lake Atitlan. We're waiting for our shuttle. Just so you know, they're always late. Literally, always late. You guys.
One of my hairs just went in my nostril.
Well, I was going to tell you about the lake, but apparently there's nostril hair. What in the world? Welcome to Lake Atitlan. And guess what? We made another friend on the bus. We took her number, freshened up, and before we knew it, we were watching her twerk on a boat to another town on the lake. We also met up with our friends Frida and Oliver, who we met on the Volcano hike. Again, pretty simple. Took their info and kept in touch after we all discussed what our plans were for the next few days and where we were going to be, and it just so happened that we were going to be at the lake at the same time. Now let's talk towns around Lake Atitlan. We stayed in Panajachel, but hopped over to San Marcos, which is a pretty chill hippie or spiritual type vibe, before hopping over to San Juan La Laguna and checking out different art galleries, textiles, and other shops. We didn't have time to check it out, but we did hear that there was a really rad like overlook point in San Juan. I'll link it down in the description below, but I would definitely say check it out based off of the photos. After San Juan, we jumped over to San Pedro for a drink overlooking the lake, and so you don't make the mistake, watch the ferry ride times, as we almost missed the last boat back to Panajachel, which would have sucked. Combined, the prices for these ferries were less than $10, making it super easy to explore each village, especially if you have more than just an afternoon. Well, I just said goodbye to Natalie. We're in the airport. We're going home. I'm so sad. It was such a rad week. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, if you have any questions below, let me know. I will be happy to help you out. And I will see you on the next adventure. Bye!